What is up everyone, Jay here with another Fire Emblem Heroes video, and today we're going to take a look at the Legendary and Mythic Hero banner, the first one of the year, and this one is a bit of a surprise, at least to me. So we have the Omniscient One, the God, the Man, the Greybeard, Athos. So Athos is finally in the game. This is awesome. I mean, it's not a surprise, it's himself. I mean, I knew he would be in the game at some point, it just took a while, right? So yeah, he's finally in the game, so it's about damn time Athos is in. His art is amazing. Ipe, one of the best FEH artists. I mean, just look at him, dude. Incredible art. And he is a anima defense mythic, which is interesting. So he's a blue tome infantry, and he's going to be very, very powerful, I assume. I haven't looked at his kit much. But yeah, Athos in the game is a sight to behold because a lot of people have been waiting for him. He's one of the, I think he's one of the more voted for CYL characters. So at least when it comes to, you know, to the old men. But yeah, Athos is here, and he's going to pack a punch. He's going to be, I guess, I mean, it's kind of weird because it's like, I don't know, tome defense mythics, I feel like don't have the best track record. Not many of them are that good, or at least a good amount of them fell off, I feel like. But yeah, Blessed Aureola, I knew they were going to add that, or Four Blaze too. They could have done that with some kind of adjective. But yeah, he comes with Aureola this time, not Four Blaze. -1 cooldown, effectiveness against magic foes as expected with Aureola. For allies within 3 rows, 3 columns centered on him, he grants +5 to everything except speed during combat, and also if allies attack can trigger ally special, he grants special cooldown count -1 to the ally before their first attack, so that's support to help them trigger specials. That's really good. And also if an ally cannot perform a follow-up attack and attack twice, so if they can't follow up or make a brave hit, they grant special cooldown count -1 to that ally before their first attack. So that's kind of cool, because if you can't follow up, at least you'll be able to maybe trigger a special, so that's cool. So, you know, special jumping is pretty common nowadays. And then if there's an ally within 3 rows, 3 columns, same condition, centered on himself, he grants a bonus to his attack defense res equal to 20% of his res. At start of combat, +5, and deals true damage 20% of his res. So lots of res stuff here, excluding AoEs, and reduces damage from the foe's attack by 20% of his res, which is also great. Similarly to what Legendary Guinevere has, because she also has Aureola, I believe. And then he has special cooldown count -1 before his first attack, so special jumping as well. And then again, if there's allies within 3 rows, 3 columns centered on himself, and the foe uses magic, he grants attack +10 during combat. And also, if foe initiates combat, unit can counterattack before foe's first attack. So he has Vantage built in, which is dope. So yeah, if the foe initiates on him and they are a magic foe, he can counterattack before their first attack, and with his special jumping and his true damage and just being able to hit hard with his modern stat spread and the effective damage, he's going to nuke them. So Hardy Bearing, again, going up in stocks if you are going to fight Goto if you're a mage. I mean, he's going to have high res, so generally speaking, you don't want to attack him with a mage, but if you have to, then his Vantage will screw you over. So that's a really cool effect. Kind of similar to Goto in a way, because it's another effect that is affected by Hardy Bearing. Goto had the Forced Desperation on himself, kind of like Brave Ike. So now Athos has the Vantage, which is cool. Frost Moon is a special for cooldown. When special triggers, boost damage by 70% of units res, and he neutralizes the damage reduction neutralizes damage reduction normally. And then also, if unit cannot perform a follow-up attack and hit twice, just like up here, he also gives special jumping to his first attack. So he gets double special jumping essentially if these conditions are met. So Frost Moon is going to give him that damage output. It doesn't give him any damage reduction or anything, but it does give him that damage and also the special jumping to trigger this special. So Frost Moon is really cool. Beyond Reason, honestly, that's what I feel like with the game sometimes with all these crazy effects. But yeah, grants +10 to all of his stats, just flat to all of his stats except for speed, because he's slow. If foe initiates combat, or if he's at 75% HP or equal to that, or greater than that, grants bonus to all of his stats except speed. Okay, here we go. We've got A plus B. We got math equations. A plus B, A equals 2 times the number of penalty effects active on the foe, and foes within 3 rows, 3 columns. There is that condition again. Maximum 12. B equals 2 times the current penalty on unit stats. Okay. Calculates each stat penalty independently and neutralizes foes' bonuses, so he's low attack res. And he also has flat DR on the foe's first attack by X percentage. X equals 80 if the foe can make a follow-up attack, and 40 otherwise, right? Wait, hold on. So the damage reduction is going to include the brave hits. It means the first second strikes. If foe can make a follow-up attack, X equals 80. Otherwise, X equals 40. And then he also has 7 HP healing. So that's why they didn't have flat damage reduction in his special, because he has it right here. So this is going to make him even bulkier, and on top of getting tons of stats. So he's going to be, because of all of his stats he can get, he's going to be a huge stat ball. So it's going to give him more damage reduction depending on the penalty. So, you know, he can be a like a shrine soaker. You know, if he gets debuffed by attack and resistance or defense, then the penalty on his stats is going to be added into his stats from the A plus B, I believe. So I don't know if we've ever seen A and B. We've seen X and Y, but I don't know if we've seen A and B. But he has X in here. He's got A and B. You might as well add exponents or something. So yeah, Beyond Reason is crazy math. So that's amazing for him, and it's going to make him a menace, especially against mages. Attack Res Discord to make use of his high res. We've seen that before. And Pulse Ploy to make use of his high res. We saw this on Rune, I believe. This is really good support for a defense mythic, because you'll stop bonus doubler and neutralize those kind of things. Exposure, you'll inflict that as well. So really good mythic, I'd say. Like I said, I feel like mage mythics are not the greatest. You know, we have Vasir, Thrasir. I mean, Thrasir had her time. I shouldn't say Thrasir, but she did fall off, obviously. But Thrasir had her time. But yeah, Athos, I think, is pretty impressive. The support he gives, the special jumping, his own combat. I mean, look at him just destroying Nurgle, which is a beautiful sight to see, and that's pretty much canon in Fire Emblem 7. And Nurgle, you know, there's more counters to him now, but Nurgle is not going to do jack, even with the weapon advantage. And yeah, I mean, that's Athos right there. He's going to be a beast. All right, next up is Legendary Ayra. So she is coming in hot with an amazing design, and Ayra is once again a sword infantry and looks to be top tier once again. She was when she first released, and then she got her weapon refine that made her pretty good, and then she obviously fell off. Then she had the Tea Time ult, which I believe was her last version. So she's a sword infantry again, as expected, and she's a water legendary hero. And she has some pretty crazy stuff. So Sword of a Sack, or Isaac, I don't know if I'm saying that right. I apologize if I'm butchering it, but -1 cooldown at the start of turn if she's alive, grants bonus to attack and speed +6, potent follow, and neutralizing bonuses to combat and unit, or during combat to unit and allies within 2 spaces for a turn. This is incredible. Potent follow has never been given out like this. And we just had Ike, who had the, you know, the frozen kind of thing where it makes it harder to follow up. So now you have potent follow, which is incredible. So this is going to make her really, really good on offensive kind of defense teams where you just want to be hyper aggro and potentially get the potent follow, and also have the buff nullification. So that's amazing. At start of combat, if she's alive, grants bonus to her stats equal to 5 plus 15% of her speed at start of combat. And also if potent follow X percentage has triggered and X equals, or X is less than or equal to 99, then X equals 100. Unit deals Y times 5 damage. Y equals the number of bonus effects active on unit, excluding stat bonuses. So she has the flat damage output, not the percentage base, but the flat Y. So the Y is going to equal the bonus effects active on herself. So she already gives like 3 of them or 2 of them to herself. And that's maximum 5, excluding AoEs, and reduces damage from the foe's first attack by the same condition, Y times 3 during combat. So she also has flat damage reduction, including the brave hits. And also when foe's attack triggers foe special, reduces damage by Y times 3. So she has even more flat damage reduction. So she's going to be like, in a way, kind of like Brave Felix, except she can't move everywhere. Quite like him with the guild forcing, but she has like similar levels of damage reduction where it's multiple layers. So she's going to be a pain in the ass to kill, I'm sure. So that's amazing weapon for sure. And then at the start of combat, if she's alive, she also restores 7 HP for the self-sustain, because why not? So potent follow in her weapon, along with the damage reduction, and the damage output is going to be crazy. Crusader's Astra is her special, so this is 2 cooldown. When special triggers, boost damage by 40% of her speed and neutralizes damage reduction skills. So normal damage reduction is going to be pierced, so that's great. Also grants special cooldown count -1 before units' first attacks. So just like Athos, you have the special jumping. And this is not only on the first attack, but also before each of units' follow-up attacks during combat. Okay, so this means she can pretty much, I think, trigger this on, if she doubles, which she probably is because she's going to be blazing fast, she might be able to trigger this twice, which is insane. And then when unit special is triggered during a follow-up attack, prevents foe specials that are triggered by, wait, hold up. When unit special is triggered during a follow-up attack, prevents foe specials that are triggered by unit's attack. So does this mean if you do an attack and it like procs their godlike reflexes, for example, that's not going to be working because it can prevent their special. I don't think I've seen this before in the game. Maybe there's somebody that does this. I mean, we obviously have like scowl effects and whatnot, but not in this wording. I could be tripping, but that sounds really powerful because you'll prevent the foe specials that are triggered by your own attack, which is common, obviously, unless there's like guard and whatnot, or, you know, scowl. But yeah, that's that's really crazy. And if unit or foe special is ready or triggered before this combat, you also have more damage reduction, because why not, from the foe's next attack by 40%, which is of course unpierceable. So Crusader's Aster is no joke. She had Supreme Aster on our tea time version, and I think this version herself is actually called Supreme Aster, which is funny. Attack Speed XL to get more flat damage reduction, so again, kind of like Brave Felix, who also has the skill. Speed Taker 4, we saw this on Emblem LINDE, which is good because it's going to give her even more stats and also even more speed, true damage output. Also, oh, it does give her null guard. I forgot this has null guard. So yeah, Speed Taker 4 is great for her. And then Brutal Tempest, this is some cheese. We just had Endless Tempest. I mean, it's been months since the last CYL, but it's not that long ago. So we have pretty much a better version, I think, than Endless Tempest, because this gives you Canto Distant +1 maximum 4. So why not put Canto in this? Because I felt like Endless Tempest was already good enough. It's a really good skill for offensive units, and now you have Brutal Tempest, so it's not like this only works on one turn. This also works on both turns, just like Endless Tempest. And I guess actually no. Endless Tempest, I realize, also has the buff notification. This one doesn't stop buffs, but I feel like Canto is overall more useful, especially with Ayra, because she already stops buffs. So I guess they were like, well, we better make another Tempest skill. So this gives you bonus to your stats equal to the number of spaces. So just like Endless Tempest is, maximum of 3. But yeah, that is amazing. I'd rather have Brutal Tempest, I feel like, unless you're using Sigurd Ring and if you already have Canto. But yeah, Brutal Tempest is another option. All right, so here are the rest of the heroes on the banner. We have Legendary Male Robin. We have Mythic Golvig, we have Legendary Male Lear, Emblem Celica, my girl Atune Tamara, her little bro Fagado, Riar Marianne, Ashe, Nidhogger, Larather. So pretty stacked banner, especially in blue. I think blue is easily the best color because you have Athos, you have Tamara, and you have Emblem Celica, who are all really amazing units. Emblem Celica has kind of fallen off a little bit, but she's still incredible with her nuking potential. Athos, incredible mage tank, and one of the coolest mages and most unique mages in the game. And then Tamara, of course, who is one of the best Omni tanks. I think she's definitely top 3 at this point. I feel like just because of how hard Sandstorm hits and how hard it is to actually kill her sometimes. And I would love to get more merges on her, so I'm going to be summoning for her probably off screen, minus +3, so getting her to +5 at least would be nice. But you know, any kind of progress is nice with the Spark if you have Fate Pass. So hopefully I'll get some Tamaras. I have a +6 Emblem Celica, so I don't really need any more of her, so hopefully she stays away. But it would also be nice to get Goto because he's going to be pretty cool. So blue is easily the best color in my opinion. The next best color is probably red because you have Ayra and Nidhogger, who Nidhogger has been terrorizing the game and is a really unbalanced unit in my opinion. And I mean, that's like saying the sky is blue at this point because there's so many crazy units in this game. But in her, Nidhogger in particular is just super hard to kill, especially in a world where there isn't that many beast effective weapons, because even if you're a dragon, there's still like Marth to keep you in check, you know? But Nidhogger, there's not many beast effect weapons, so hopefully at some point they release more beast effectiveness weapons or more counters to her stuff, because she's oppressive as hell. Even unmerged is just ridiculous. And she also has the New Year's version, who is similar to her Mythic version. So yeah, Nidhogger's just super meta right now, and Ayra is going to be meta as well, I believe. So yeah, those two in red, and then the last unit in red is Riar Marianne, who's obviously not as strong as them, but she provides good support. She has Requiem Dance, and she has the Arcane Blood Gang Red Tome, which is amazing, the best Arcane Red Tome right now. And then the next color, I'd say the third best color, is Carlos, because you have Legendary Male Lear, who's still a pretty good Omni tank. He's not as good as Tamara in my opinion, not as good as Atune Sita or like Emblem Ike, but he can be pretty good at max investment. He is a dragon, so he has a Scowl effect. He has an amazing A slot. He has Dragon's Roar, so he can be pretty good, but you do have to give him a lot of stuff to actually make him work. And he really can't use No Counter Disrupt as easily because he can't use it as an X skill without sacrificing his A skill, but he's pretty good. And then you have Golvig, another Mythic. I was talking about it earlier, how there are a lot of defense mage Mythics that are not that great, so I'm glad Goto seems to be pretty good, and Golvig is one of those mages. So she's kind of fallen off. When she came out, she was pretty solid, but I feel like she's better in your own hands, especially if you're just clearing maps in the game to be able to move over and over again. Same with her summer version. So Golvig is not the best right now. And then you have Larather, who is also meta, just like his daughter, Nidhogger. He is incredibly annoying. Assigned decoy is some cheese. Thankfully, Halloween Zane got his weapon refined, and I've been able to deal with him better now with Zane. So that's been great because I still Omni Tank, and Zane can kind of cover that for me because he has. If you guys saw my Zane refined video, I talk about how he can be an anti-Larather tech, so I've been using that a lot. So colorless is third best, and then lastly is green. Green, I mean, Ash and Fagato, two green bow cavaliers who are pretty good in their own ways. Fagato, I feel like, is a little bit better, or at least a little bit more outstanding because he does have like damage reduction and stuff, and he can kind of deal with Ice Tribe Fiorm a little bit in some cases. And then Legendary Robin, who is not the best legendary anymore, and you know there's counters to Grand Strategy, but when there isn't ploy stuff, he can still work as a support, and he can hit decently hard. So he's still waiting for that remix and refine. But yeah, green is easily the worst color in my opinion. But you can obviously go for them if your favorites are there. So yeah, those are my thoughts on all the colors. I'm going to be summoning on it, like I said. Hopefully I can get some Tamaras and a Goto. That'd be ideal, because I do want a plus 10 Tamara at some point. And then when I get her close to plus 8 or 7, like I usually do, I'll make a summoning video for that. But it sucks because I also need to summon on Bleaching Katarina's banner, because she's also plus 10 almost. So yeah, I'll have to think of a strategy for my orbs. But if you guys are summoning on it like me, good luck on your summons. Please leave a like if you enjoyed listening to me ramble as usual. Please stay safe out there. Peace out.